what is this, podcast number, episode 3?
Episode 3.
I have a lot of papers, and then I have these papers. I don't know how far we'll get. Monday. What is the date today? It is Monday, 3:07, Monday, October 21st. Here's something that's never happened before. Typhon orange thread day packs. We've never done those before, but we did a couple. New sandbag. I built this on live feed. You can see it from Saturday night if you care to see it. We talk about it and the changes from the original one. Obviously there is no sand in here. With sand you're at about 42 pounds. With gravel we were at 35 pounds. Big coarse 1.5 inch gravel. So there's those deplorable bags. I don't know if you've even ever seen this bag. It's a pretty big bag. Handles are longer. Nice rigid stiff handles, type 13, so you can get it up on your shoulder. You can put a short rifle or carbine in here, Velcro walls, pocket on the outside, and a shoulder strap. Right? There you go. Dora, I don't know if she realizes that we know her birthday's coming up. So we have, we're getting a stripper together. And with the stripper, I would like to get a bunch of little people strippers. And then we'll get little lobster claw oven mitts for them so they can chase Dora around with their little lobster claw midget hands. I can see her out there. She doesn't know that I can see her, I don't think. I don't know. I haven't really heard much from her today. Detroit Man says, all things John is saying are truth. People talk shit about him and his company. It's funny because when I have a question, he literally emailed me back within 20 minutes. I ordered a belt with blue thread and didn't pay for the upcharge. The belt was already shipped when I noticed it. I emailed him to pay him for it, and his reply was, don't worry about it, enjoy it. For that customer service, all I do is rep SOE, no others compare. Well, Detroit Man, thank you. I probably shouldn't have told people that. A lot of times we'll just cancel that order. It kind of just depends on attitude and who you are and what we have going on at the time. It is $10 more for the thread upcharge. On every page that you order a belt from, there's on that page it says if you want colored thread, order here. It gives you a link to do so. Yeah, could you not see that possibly? Maybe so. It just depends. I had talked to you prior. We had had some dialogue before that, and I knew who you were. We had talked about you ordering the belt, so that one went through. Generally, we'll cancel and refund that order just because that's the easiest thing for us to do. Because Amanda's going to have to do it later. She's going to automatically generally do that. So the fastest way to head that off is just to cancel, refund the order, have you place a new order. Every now and then we do that and guys are like literally dudes will go, what the fuck? Why'd you cancel my order? Now I have to wait for the funds to come back in. Well, you probably shouldn't be ordering shit if you have to wait for the funds to come back in. But the real reason we do that is because it's the least cumbersome in the shop. Over the weekend, we'll have 500, 600, even 1,000 orders sometimes, and we have to sort through all those to find your one order to kill it. And by the time it's getting processed Monday morning, for instance, the guys will already be in here pulling those orders, and somebody else might have already shipped that order by the time we see it. So then we have to cancel it, get a call back on the shipping funds for it. It's very cumbersome. The fastest way to do it with the least human movements is for us to cancel and refund it on our end and just have you place a new order. The other thing we get frequently is a dude with a wrong address, and they'll be like, why'd you cancel? It's not often anymore that dudes are like, why'd you cancel my order? Well, you didn't get your order correct. You didn't get your address correct. Why should I expect one of my people to get your address correct when you didn't? Because if we ship it and it doesn't get there, that's on us. Whereas if we ship it and you're the one that input it because you put your address in, you put all your info in, all we do is click ship, it prints a label out based on what you input. So that puts the liability and responsibility, more importantly, the responsibility on the customer. So that's why we generally do that. It's not to be an asshole. A lot of times on the weekends, for instance, I'll be in Nashville. Every time I get in the car, I check emails. Dude's like, hey, my order's wrong. Fastest way to head that off is just so that it falls dead. So the order will still print out. It'll just show as a dead order at that point, and we don't have to mess with it. and then you place a new order, and we don't even know anything about the future order. We just process the order, and it just gets to you. Looking at cost in terms of time is how I always look at it. Right on, Marco. I agree with that too. Sure, to get something, the dude you're handing cash to doesn't care what it took you to get it. He just wants cash for the product or service that he's exchanging. But if you look at it in terms of how much time did it cost me, how many minutes did I work, or even beyond that, how many minutes can I never get back in my life, we look at things a lot differently. Things change. Urgency grows, and the way you move, just your purpose, everything about that changes hugely. It's harder to lead than follow. Lead to advice. Want to go back? Cut that out. That piece right there. Just cut that one out. Employees have to be empowered. In basic training, I was made a squad leader by week 2. The difference in what I did and the others, I made everybody a boss and gave everybody a voice. We were all squad leaders. The old saying, the best chiefs are better Indians, made complete sense. Right on. That's a little bit different than what happens in here. You can't just make everybody a boss inside a company because you have different levels of skill. If you take somebody at a lower skill and put them in, it doesn't work here. That works great in Boy Scouts. That works great maybe on a team for a short period of time, maybe at the squad level, but they're not gonna take that dude and make him the boss when it comes to planning and stuff like that. That's just not gonna happen. It doesn't work inside a company that way. Future is changing. Social media is taking over. YouTube is taking over. Online shopping is taking over. Famous people will not be found by talent agents. We, the people, will find them on YouTube online. Stores will be found online, not at the mall. Every new group I listen to today is not mainstream. Yeah, 100%. That's definitely real. How often do you need something, and like Walmart's a 15-minute drive, so it takes me 15 minutes. Really, it takes me 10 minutes to get ready to leave here probably during the day. 15 minutes to drive to Walmart, 15, 20 minutes inside of Walmart, and then you have to deal with whoever has a bad day who's employed at Walmart, so that might even take longer, and then 15 minutes back here. 90-minute evolution, maybe. Do I really need that thing today when I can just click it on Amazon, oftentimes get it for less money off Amazon, and if for some reason I need to return it, like I buy stuff, I have tons of stuff I have bought at Walmart, but it is such a hassle to return something to Walmart because the people in customer service, while every now and then you get some lady that's really good that tries to help you, it's almost like it's a punishment. Well, fuck you, Billy, you're going to work in customer service today. And you don't get a lot of really good service there, or at least in the past I have seen that be the case. I just would rather not return my $5, $10, $15 thing. I know there's a faucet over there we bought for one of the houses and never used, and it's just sat here because Amanda didn't want to take it back to Walmart. And I understand that 100%. It's time versus money. Like I was spraying Thompson's water seal on a fence. I have a fence, it's a 3-line, it's like a 1x6, has a cap rail on top, pretty nice fence out front, looks nice. Has compressed wire on the inside, not compressed, but horse wire on the inside to keep animals from getting out into the parking area. And I thought, wow, I'll get 2 5-gallon containers of Thompson's water seal, and I'll spray them with a backpack sprayer. That should more than do this whole fence line. Well, it didn't. It only did like a quarter of the fence line. And I thought I had more done because I kind of did both ends and hadn't done the middle, so I got 10 more gallons. And I was telling Brandel, I go, yeah, I sprayed 10 gallons of Thompson's water seal and I still don't have the fence done. He's like, what the hell? I go, it's time versus money. Do I want to roll that shit on or brush it on? I definitely could get it done with way less material, but then it takes the time. Or am I just better off just using the sprayer and having overspray and just really thick Thompsons all over the place and use more material? So do I want to spend more time or do I want to spend more money? And that's kind of what that comes down to. So back to the original comment, so often now I'll just put it in Amazon, and if I need to return something, I literally click a button and I have a label. Most stuff comes, a lot of companies send out a label. So I get a box of whatever, I order it today. I got a 50-50 chance it's going to show up tomorrow. If it doesn't, it's definitely going to be here the next day. And if I, for some reason, don't want it or don't need it, it's so simple just to order 2 or 3 things and send the 2 back that you don't, the one you like the best, keep it, send the other 2 back. I see people all the time order, you know, you're not sure about a brand of shoe or something, so you order 2 or 3 sizes of them and just send the other 2 back. It doesn't even cost anything. There's not a restocking fee for it. So why would you go anywhere else? You're right, is what I'm saying. Everything, your shopping is online. Even food now, you can order food and have it here the next day. If you live in a major town like in Nashville, they have 1-hour delivery. You can order pints of ice cream and a dude will knock on your door in 60 minutes or less. Shit, you can't even get pizza in 60 minutes or less anymore. So the future is definitely changing. I love it. I'm a terrible salesman. People don't like you because you're a good salesman. They like you because of who you are. Stay real. My grandpa told me time is the only thing you truly own in the world. How you choose to spend it is up to you. I would agree with that. A perfect example of that is a dude with a lot of money and a dude with no money. At the beginning of the day, they both have the same amount of time. It's just how you use the time. I mean, obviously there's other circumstances. Truly, there are dudes that have no money, and that's not always their choice. But most people that you encounter through the day, their position in life was simply just choices, urgency, and purpose. Man, I sure wish I was close by. I'd be pumped to meet you and just soak in the knowledge. Man, I feel like you would be let down. I mean, we would have a neat conversation for a few minutes. You would come in here. We would show you around. But I'm just kind of I'm socially awkward probably. I can talk to the camera and I can talk to people that I know, but really it depends on who you are. You might come in here and if your energy's good, we can fucking talk about 1,000 different things. If you come in here and it's up to me to entertain you, I don't have fucking time to entertain you. Like, we will be really polite. I will show you some stuff. I will sell you some stuff. I probably won't even try to sell you something. If you wanted to buy something, I would definitely get that done for you. But if you just stood here and it was up to me to entertain you, you got about 5 minutes. Like that's all I'm good for, about 5 minutes. You better add to me, because if it's on me, it's just not going to happen. That's just how it is. Like, dude's like, hey man, I'm in town. I'm going to come see you. That's awesome. You got 5 minutes. What? I haven't seen you for, 6 years. Right, 6 years. You haven't bothered to come see me for 6 years. I don't have time more than 5 minutes to spend with you. Like, I want to hang, let's hang out. Like, I don't fucking hang out. There is no fucking hang out. That doesn't happen. I'm like 50 years old. You should have caught me fucking 30 years ago or gone to jail with me or something. There's some hanging out there in jail. So there is no hangout time. I'm up to over 5,000 steps a day. Now my scale doesn't say my weight is EE anymore. What does that stand for, that EE?
I don't know.
It's like a default or something. I'm 6'7", 447 pounds, and yes, I have let myself become a lazy fat ass. I have been walking every day for 39 days, and it's another Saturday working on my side project. I don't care about your past. Your past is what he means, I think. Your words are ringing in my ears. I'm going to make this project work and sell the hell out of it. Thank you for taking the time to put your thoughts on video. Jeff Talent, that's fucking awesome. That's purpose, right? Now you have some purpose, and hopefully there's urgency to it. If you would have told us what your project was, I'd be telling somebody that right now, but you didn't. Also, if you'd have told us what your project was and someplace to see it, there would have been accountability with that. So that would have kind of made it real. A lot of dudes say a lot, not that you are. A lot of dudes say a lot of things. My side hustle, let's just call it what it is. It's a fucking hobby that you talk about and haven't even started typically as a side hustle. Side hustle means it's a hobby that you have funds coming in for. Most dudes, especially when they don't show any proof of it, it's because it's bullshit. That's not to say yours is. We have no idea what yours is. Andrew Moss says, a lot of truth here. Whenever someone says time is money, I'm like, nope. Time is way more valuable than money. Money can be re-earned, found, won, but wasted time is gone forever. That's 1,000% true. Usually when a dude says that, that's his, I don't want to work the weekends because I want to use my time to, like the whole I want to spend time with my kids. That's usually a bullshit excuse. Most of you motherfuckers are not. There's some great dads out there, man. DJ Richard, that fucking kid, that kid is, man, I wish I could be DJ Richard's kid. Like that's the fucking childhood to have right there. There's great parents, but for the most part, dudes are like, nah, I want to do this, you know, for my kid or with my kid. And then you come to like, you don't even have your kid. Like your kid's not there. How about fucking do some shit so when you do have the kid, you can go do some shit. This is great. So true. Love the things you're talking about. Good stuff here. Daniel Marshall. Percentage of the people do 80% of the work. How much of your time did that cost? Mr. Willis, you're becoming a voice in my head. Right on, man. David says, giving it out raw, you were definitely a big motivator for me in my business when I was short-staffed. I remember talking about that. I remember when you had to let that dude go. And what did I say? You like, fuck, what are we? I'm like, just do the fucking job, man. Do the job. When you get rid of him, you'll be like, why did I wait this long to get rid of him? And what happened? That shit worked out. That dude fucking fixed his shit. And last I heard, he was a real asset to the company now. That's what it took. It took you cutting him out of there. And luckily it worked out. It worked out in his benefit, that, well, both of you. But generally when there's something eating at you, there's something around you that makes you uncomfortable, especially within your own business. As soon as you fucking change that, it usually takes a big explosion for it to happen. But as soon as you just fucking make that change, there's just such a stress relief. And you're like, why did I wait that long? Why was I uncomfortable in my own building or within my own business? Or why did I have some dude around that wasn't pulling his weight? When you finally cut that fucking, when you cut that rope and you just let that fucking boat fucking disappear off the horizon out in the ocean, it's just such a relief. And everything gets better. It's weird how that happens. It's almost like it's poisonous and it's keeping better shit from happening. When you let those dudes go, something better fucking is just, it's going to come through the door fast. It's 1:26 a.m. I'm just now watching this. I ignored your live feed today because I have found even if I tell myself I'm just going to listen, I find myself stopping to interact. I'm about to go to bed, so while I'm letting the heaters cool down, I'm watching this. I'm wasting too much time not working. I would agree with that. How much business did you get while you were not working this weekend? Along those lines, since you brought the conversation up, I believe that you were in my town this weekend and not in your town working, making shirts. So while we're having this conversation, how much money did you make this weekend by being here? That was, I know you call it education, you call it training, you call it whatever. How much weight did you lose? How much money did you make is really what it comes down to, because we're not spending money right now that's not making money. We're not doing things that are not putting us further ahead in business. We're going to live in poverty and we're going to live in a state of discomfort. If you can do that for 24 months, if you can do that, if you change things, you cut things out of your life, you get rid of soda, your health gets better, you're not spending money on it. You get rid of Starbucks, you're not spending money on it. You cut those things out. But if you can cut out extra stuff and live in a state of a little bit of discomfort, things grow even more rapidly. That money builds up. When you have a little bit of money, you're only ever going to have a little bit of money until that money starts building and you start investing that into equipment and materials and supplies. That stuff's never going to go, it's never going to get cheaper. If it is, it's just not, it's not the cutting edge. It's not anymore. So whatever. Best thing I ever did for life was stop listening to the people who think working half a day is working 4 hours, as well as people who rely on someone else for a paycheck. John, you always have solid advice. Every time I find time to watch your videos. Another great video. Started a project today that I've been putting off, just being a lazy piece of shit. Getting after it again tomorrow. Moving with purpose and smashing goals. So that's super cool. What I ask of you guys from here on out, if you're going to say, hey, I started a project, tell us what that is. If it's important enough, because it just sounds like bullshit otherwise. If it's important enough for you to say it, fucking name it, right? What did I do this weekend? I show you what I did this weekend. And it's not that I think everybody wants to see what I did this weekend. It's that with all the shit I do on those videos on the weekend, I also work. That's why I put a live feed on at 10 o'clock and midnight and 2 in the morning and 4 in the morning and 6 in the morning. I could game that maybe and just be sleeping all the times in between, but I think we know that I'm not. So when dudes are like, I don't have time, how the fuck do you not have time if I have time? I run a company. I manage everything that happens out here. I make everything go so that everybody that works here is handled and taken care of, and still do all the other shit. So I don't have any time for a motherfucker that says they don't have time. What you mean is I just don't care to use that time for that, which is fine. But if you weren't inserting yourself, we wouldn't be fucking talking about it. I believe you help more people doing these videos and podcasts more than you'll ever know. John Hamilton. Thank you, man. You're a hard-ass ex-military personality. I'm not. I was never in the military. Let's clear that up. I've said that a billion times. I think you scare folks. Laugh out loud. Who cares if you're not a great salesman? We are here for the great gear. And what's new? It's the awesome gear that keeps me as a customer. And it's made in the USA. I've ditched all social media except here. Exercise is the fountain of youth. I use whey protein powder and creatine. Water carries nutrients and vitamins into the body and flushes away waste. I didn't expand that. Fucking love your insight, dude. Real shit, real thinking, real action. I don't know, this just sounds like, hey, you're awesome. I'm gonna walk away from this for a little bit. Maybe we'll come back to that.
I don't like being over here.
Oh, perfect. Here. Because you're going to hit my bike anyways. You're going to hit your head on my bike. Better? Are we good?
I want to go back over there.
No problem. You
No,
wanna
I'm
come
kidding.
Here?
No,
I'll
I'm
come
kidding.
here?
Was it? Oh man, I probably was almost smacking my head on that fucking shit.
I hit my head. Fuck, I'm waiting for it to knock it off. Knock the bike off the wall.
Those are cool stands though. How it holds it on the fucking pedals.
Yeah, it'd be neat if that fucking material stayed tight on there.
What happened to it?
I don't know what happened to it.
The wood
I guess I didn't have that one
the
tight.
wood shrank.
Something happened.
We'll blame the wood.
Something happened. If not something, something else happened. What's that thing when you put your nose up there and you like cranial sacral manipulation?
That's a Rolfing technique.
Rolfing.
Yeah, but that's a whole modality.
I thought Rolfing's like when you.
Yeah, but like they use a balloon to do it.
If
like
you're a pussy, you
chiropractors
use a
and different
balloon.
people.
I
Yeah.
thought Rolfing's like when you come through a straw out of some chick's asshole.
I mean, maybe on Pornhub that's
That's
Rolfing.
felching.
Yeah, that's felching.
So go
Look,
my
I'm
nose. Like I always have. Can you go ahead and just put your thumb up my nose?
Can we start with the pinky? It's a better call.
Okay. I just like to start in the butthole with the thumb because it's not as long as the other fingers.
It's the length isn't the issue, you know, because your intestines are like 27 feet long.
Whoa! How far to the first curve?
The duodenum there? I don't know.
I don't think that's the duodenum.
Yeah, it is.
That's up
Yep.
and then through, and then
Ascending.
you're in the intestine.
Yep.
So
I don't know.
One day we'll pull one out and look at it.
That's what I'm saying.
So we have some questions here for you.
Not me.
Yeah, you.
How'd you let me get on video with a fucking not a SOE shirt on?
What shirt is that?
It's a butcher, butcher in Nashville.
Well, I was hoping they'd hook us up and maybe fucking have the tri-tip we
Good
need.
fucking luck, because they hate me.
We buy tri-tip. I say we, I mean him. By we, I mean somebody that's not me. Him and his woman's is. His women's is. Not plural, woman. They go to Nashville and they actually hit like 3, sometimes 4 butchers to get the cuts of meat he wants for the meal prep for the week. Oh, by the way, speaking of meal prep, the fucking crackhead that came in here and couldn't make it 4 hours, and he's like spinning around and shit. I told you guys about. Like, I go, where the fuck are you going? He's like, I'm looking for my jacket. You're wearing your jacket? He just came in here to get paid for the 4 hours he worked. I'm like, oh, you can show up for that on time, but you can't show up for anything else. I go, okay, well, here's your $32 minus the $20 you owe me for lunches. And he looked, I'm like, I'm fucking with you here. Just get the fuck out of here.
Don't ever come back.
Don't ever, yeah, I didn't say that, but I think that's pretty clear at this point. Somebody said, I think it's the time you give to people on. Somebody said 5 items chef needs in the kitchen for SOE.
For SOE?
Gummy bears for Jeff.
Yeah. Oreos.
Sprinkles for Brandel.
Yep.
That's how you catch Brandel.
Yep.
We just had some donuts. Some donuts were here on Sunday when I walked in, and I'm like, Cody, where the fuck did these donuts? Because I opened them up, and I'm like, holy shit, these are donuts. And there's like a dozen in there, but they look like they're, you know, that little section at Walmart where they have like the almost expired or they expired 2 days ago? They look like they got lost on that rack and they'd been there like 3 weeks. Like, you know, you just have those donuts that are really old, but when you have coffee and you really want a donut, you'll eat that dried out donut because it's okay if you have coffee.
Right, yeah.
It was like that. So Brandel opens up this box of donuts and I'm like waiting for him to go, what the fuck happened to these? How old are these donuts? And that motherfucker didn't say anything. He just like grabbed the one with the pink frosting and sprinkles. Jaeger would have been proud. Sprinkles. Jaeger does not eat donuts. In the whole fucking 20 years I've known Jaeger, I've never seen him eat a donut ever. When I met him, he wouldn't drink coffee. Now he drinks coffee sometimes. But Brandel just like took that donut. And it didn't even. I'm looking at him like waiting for him to bite into it and go, is this a dehydrated donut? Why is this donut so fucking hard? Why is this donut wrinkled up like this? He just ate the donut. So I ate the other half. I ate half of a German chocolate cake that Zena made.
Half the cake.
And then I'm like, I went to make a Instagram post, and I'm like, something's wrong here. I don't know what's going on, but I've gone to make this post like a dozen times. It has taken me 15 minutes, and I'll get Instagram open, and I'm like, what was I doing? Shit, I have Alzheimer's. It wasn't. The sugar has me fucked up. So then I'm like falling asleep, and I'm super hot. I'm like, something's not right. Oh, I ate half that cake. And it was a fucking, I'll bet I ate a pound of fucking German chocolate cake. And I haven't been eating that shit. And I'll bet I haven't eaten, other than maybe an Oreo here and there.
Months and months and months.
Months. You did fuck me with those Oreos, though.
I didn't even say anything. You found them.
It was late at night. I knew there was Oreos. I'm like, I'm going to have 3 Oreos and a cup of milk.
No milk.
And there was no milk. So I had to have a bowl of ice cream. And then the ice cream to cookie ratio was off, so I had to have 12 fucking Oreos.
Yep.
So before you know it, I've had 12 Oreos and a bowl of vanilla bean ice cream.
Oh, sounds like it worked out fine.
That's probably what's wrong. You're like, how's your diet going? I'm like, I feel like it's going like shit.
I'm not on track.
I'm fat again.
Not on track.
Something happened. I don't know what, but it might have been that. 5 items chef needs in the kitchen for SOE. Not TriTip. Oh, so he goes to all these fucking, he finds this place, and you walk in, and it's like you can buy single cigarettes in this place. We're not going to tell you where it is, because somebody will try to fuck them over. But they're selling like 40s, single cigarettes. They're playing cards, shooting dice. They look at him like, what you doing in here, white boy?
They like when I pull up in the BMW.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's like, you a cop? So he just wants to buy some TriTip, and he gets some TriTip at this place. I'm like, holy shit, this is the best fucking thing I've ever had. You have to get more. So he goes back and like he buys what minuscule little pieces they have. He's like, can you just order this? And it's a big production. Like, it's such a fucking, like, they just can't manage to order a case. Like, we'll buy the fucking case of it. Just get us the case of it. We'll put it in our freezer. So, like, you never know whether they're going to have this shit or not. But he goes there just to goes out of his way down into the fucking hood, risks life and limb.
Not really, but.
No,
Life
you
and
feel
li-
it. You feel
yeah.
at home in the ghetto.
That's my Peeps, yo.
That's your Peeps.
Now they're cool though.
Didn't your car break down there, and you had to
For sure.
You thought you almost got caught after dark.
No, I did go right across the street where this hood rat hangs out on his back porch the whole time, like drinking 40s at like 9 o'clock in the morning.
Didn't he fix your shit though?
He gave me some tools and let me jack my car up, and he hooked me up, man.
Stole the wheels off one side.
Brotherly love.
Okay, 5 things for the kitchen.
I thought we went through that already.
Yeah, but that wasn't real. What are the
Okay.
real ones?
Like cooking stuff or just ingredients?
Let's say 5 appliances or utensils that have
Holy
to be
shit!
here.
Well, you gotta have a sharp knife and a big cutting board because that's a must.
We have a lot of cutting boards.
fucking ton.
We have some kind of like some dudes sent me some Scott Wexler. Thank you,
Wexler,
man.
yeah.
Some dudes in the past have sent me some cutting boards that I'm like, this weighs 20 pounds. What the fuck am I gonna do with this, right? That's what Chef uses the most. Like the biggest cutting board, like we have a cutting board that's like the size of this table. And I'm like, why are
All the
you?
time.
We can barely move this. It won't fit in the sink to wash it. We have to take it outside and
Yep.
spray it with a hose. What the fuck are you using this for? And that's
nice.
his favorite cutting board
I
because he'll
love it.
set out charcuterie and stuff on
Yep.
it, meat and cheese and sliced apples. But man, I never used a cutting. I use a plastic cutting board just because I always perceived it was easy to wash, and I'm always worried about fucking up a cutting board. You know, it's wood. You're using sharp knives on it. He uses the shit out of those cutting
that's
boards.
wood's good. Wood has natural antibiotic properties to it that if you swab bacteria on plastic and wood, the bacteria will live way less on the wood than it will the plastic.
I had no idea. Did you know that?
Now you know that.
I think he's fucking with us.
Health departments hate wooden cutting boards though. They hate it.
Would the,
because
health,
it
would
gets-
the health department like our kitchen?
No, they'd get pissed off of. No, they would love it. I mean,
What would they be mad about?
the galvanized steel against the backsplash.
It's grandfathered in.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
It's grandfathered in.
Yeah, we're cool.
Yeah,
Good
for
to
real.
go.
I do have 52 sheets of diamond plate though. Would you like to have the whole? You want a diamond? Let's do the kitchen, floor, roof, ceiling, whole thing.
Everything.
Disco ball.
Yep. Yes.
Diamond plate's terrible. Never put it on the floor in a trailer. Any antifreeze, water, oil, premix, anything, and it's fucking. You slide everywhere.
Yep.
We could put diamond plate. Would that work? Aluminum or can we
Yeah,
not?
no, it'd be fine.
Stainless would probably be better, huh?
Stainless would be better. Anything? I don't know why they don't like the galvanized. Like, I don't know what you can clean it. Like, I don't
It looks
understand
kind
what
of shitty.
It does look shitty, but it's a cleanable surface. That's what they care about.
Okay, that's one.
Knife and cutting board. That's 2.
Knife. You got like 50 knives in there.
John's got the best knives.
No, this motherfucker carries around a samurai sword with him.
You like that? I've been using it lately.
That must be a good ass knife because all the knives we have, like I am not opposed to buy. You tell me these are the knives, we'll
it's
get them.
It's a shun knife like
Yeah.
all your shun knives.
Yeah, yours looks different than mine though.
Yeah, it's just long. I broke one.
Yours
Just
looks
like
like
that.
Yours looks like a sushi knife,
No, it's a French chef knife.
but it's
By
long.
Shun.
Like it's
Yeah.
long. You could
Yeah.
stick it all the way through a man.
Yeah, for sure. Out your back.
Okay, that's 2.
I mean, I don't
Rice
know.
cooker.
No, because we don't eat rice here. No, we eat rice every day.
I do. Most of them don't.
Isn't that rice cooker great? Jeff loves that shit.
Jeff loves the rice.
Dude, and he can smell that rice maker now. And he comes in, he's like scooping rice out. 2
'Cause he
portions
puts-
he had today.
Because he puts cinnamon and sugar in it.
Now he puts soy sauce.
Soy sauce. And soy, it's good with butter. How about the KitchenAid mixer?
Yeah, I mean, I use
I don't know who the fuck bought
I
a
don't know.
stupid ass blue one.
What are you talking about?
Is that yours?
That's yours.
I know. Who
I
bought
took
it?
mine back home.
Yours ain't blue.
That's gray.
Yeah, gray's okay.
Blue's alright. Yeah, I don't use it that much, man. I use
Every
it for
time I
that
give
wet
one as a
butter.
gift, I give a red one.
It's a good idea.
I've given many KitchenAid blenders. Mini KitchenAid.
I'm a big fan of the stick blenders. You know what I mean? That's what I need.
Yeah, but that's cheating. That's like
it
that's
is
not,
cheating. That's a fucking.
That's like you can't even show off your blender. Like people come in the kitchen and they're like, clearly this guy's baking nothing. He's not
Yep.
making pasta.
Nope.
He's not making a cake. There's no blender here,
Sorry.
unless you're emulsifying. You do a lot of emulsifying.
A lot of emulsification.
What exactly is the definition of emulsification?
Emulsification is a liquid like water suspended in a solution of oil.
And you use what to make that happen?
There's a bunch of emulsifiers: egg yolk,
Mustard.
mustard.
You gotta whisper when you say it.
Xanthan gum.
What?
Xanthan gum.
Xanthan gum? I thought you said say it and I'll come.
Say it and I'll come.
Okay, 5 items chef needs in the
I
kitchen.
think we did it already.
Not appliances. Ingredients. What are your
Ingredients?
mainstay ingredients in the SOE kitchen?
Man, I use rice wine vinegar like it's my job. Like we drink that shit.
Well,
Sake.
It is your job.
I know. Sake.
Your trade, your skill.
I like all those Asian ingredients. Soy sauce, I use a lot of that shit. Ginger and garlic, I use a ton of that shit.
What's
Fresh.
that super crooked cable that's running in the kitchen?
The dishwasher one?
Is that what that is? I was just noticing that whoever put these cables up, my guess is Jeff. I don't know how he got those up there.
Zip
All
ties.
the surveillance camera cables,
Yeah, he did a good
those
job.
are nice. They're fucking
Hundreds
straight
and hundreds and hundreds of feet.
of zip ties.
Yeah.
But we couldn't get the one that we could actually reach in the kitchen straight. Jeff didn't do it.
Good guess.
Okay, rice wine vinegar, sake.
Sake. Soy
What are we
sauce,
using? We're not
ginger.
drinking sake. What are we using sake for?
John, on his 65 fish meals a day, likes this Nobu marinade, which is miso paste, but we use soy or chickpea miso, so it's not soy. And then it's a sweetener, sake, and rice wine vinegar.
Is it bad for you or does it cook off?
Which one?
All of that shit.
I mean, the bulk of it is
Like I'm eating fish to be healthy. Am I fucking myself?
yeah,
by-
completely.
No, I'm not. Am
I'm
I really?
100% you're fucked. But that's what John likes. So.
Well, let's just move to fish sticks. They're probably cleaner. It's for wash, really.
yeah, to wash.
Like, or could we just have catfish?
Oh, you'd hate catfish.
If we had catfish in a buffet, we could actually make a viable restaurant. We could open a restaurant.
I found that fucking diner we need to buy and just put it out in the goddamn parking lot.
You thought I wouldn't buy that diner.
and
I
you
would
didn't buy it.
100% buy
You
that.
didn't buy it. It was only $50,000, and they could drag it here.
We could drag it here.
That's what I'm saying.
They might be able to follow the scuff marks in the highway. I mean, they might have a problem with that, but I'll bet, even though it disintegrates the bottom of the train car or whatever it is,
Whatever it is.
I think the stools would still be in
Yeah, yeah,
place
you're
and the
good.
countertops by the
Yep.
time we got here. Okay, what other items?
I think we're there. 5. Garlic, ginger.
Garlic, ginger.
Yeah.
All you keto guys, you like garlic. You know, garlic has carbs in it.
A lot.
Tablespoon of black pepper has carbs in it.
Yes.
Everything has, all that shit adds up, right?
Yep.
So all you dudes doing keto, and you lose some weight in the beginning, you're probably not actually even in ketosis. You just like stopped eating as much shit. But when that
Garbage.
weight starts piling back on, it's because you're fucking taking in all those calories and all the fat, but still having carbs. Like dirty keto. I'm doing dirty keto. 80% of my meals are keto. They were.
Yeah.
But I was also fucking eating, you know, a slice of bread or something, you know? So, boom, before you know it, you've gained 40 pounds. Reach in there and tickle that possum.
Yeah, pet it.
Tickle its little tit.
It's looking at
Look
you,
at it,
man.
yeah, it's
He
looking right
likes
at you. I've never seen it like so docile.
You should definitely pet it.
Have you seen the cats? So, do the cats let you pet them when you go outside? You play with the cats? So I go out there and the cats run up, right? I go, and the cats come up and they're cool and you pet them and they fucking bump their head into you. When Amanda's out there, it's like a fucking feeding frenzy. I don't
Yeah.
know if they smell her or they just see her or what the deal is. Those cats, she'll be like this, and that cat will stand up like a fucking dog. It'll just stand there. And if she doesn't pet it, it will reach up and grab her elbow and
Yeah.
start biting on her elbow.
Yep.
Like those cats go fucking insane when Amanda's out there.
Yeah.
She can feed them by hand and they'll just stand up and do tricks and shit. She's like, come here, and it'll just jump up on the table. I'm like, come here, and it's like, shows you its asshole and walks away. Man,
Good kitty.
those cats like Amanda. Okay, so you're bored of that one, even though
I
there's more
think
to it.
We did it. We did all 5. What else? You want more?
Okay, let's say not like condiments or stuff like that. What are 5 things that should be in the refrigerator at all times?
5 things in the fridge all the time. You should always have like some sort of like. I'm a big fermented guy, so I like kimchi and all sorts of shit like that. Like that's always a good.
How much of
diversifier.
that do you have to eat to actually get the health benefits?
Fucked if I know, man. A lot. I think.
Because I eat it because I like it, but I don't ever go,
I feel better now.
I poop better, or
Yeah.
I don't have farts. You're
Yeah,
like,
but I think it's about just building up that good bacteria in your stomach. You know what I mean?
right, but I think you have to stop eating all the bullshit
Oh, completely.
and eat, like, majority of your shit has to be fermented. There's what's that fermented olive place? Bread and butter olives?
Oh, I don't know.
Pickle olives? Amanda found some place that has live
you're
culture.
yeah.
Boy, that stuff's good, man. They have some olives that are like the size of little plums, maybe. Well,
Yeah.
they're like the size of a fig.
Yeah, they're
And like you eat them like a little apple, and
Yep.
eat them off the seed. They have them with seed, without seed, bread and butter ones, but it's live culture fermentation. You can order just a bag of the juice, and it comes in these bags, and they have a Ziploc seal on top of them. That stuff, man, they're so good. But like the fermented, like Josh makes a kimchi, and he can make it hot or not as hot, and that shit's really good too. And as time goes on, I feel like the smellier it gets, it's because the bacteria is more alive,
completely.
and it gets hotter. Like it will start, and it's not as hot, but 2 months later, like that shit it'll burn you.
I think it is physically decomposing. So there's 1 cup of it
Yeah.
is now more heat than 1 cup.
The Scoville units have amplified.
When before.
Yeah, that stuff's really good. And that's what people used to use, like great grandma and stuff in the root cellars and stuff. That's how they would take that cabbage and put it with what? Water and salt.
Yeah.
That's how you did it. You took
Sauerkraut.
all the
Yeah.
leaves of it
Yeah.
apart, put salt in there, you
Yeah.
put it in a crock, and
Yeah.
you keep it in a crock
Yeah.
and pop it off. And then to slow the fermentation down, you can put it in the refrigerator.
Fridge, yep.
What else?
Always need in the fridge. I don't know, man. Fucking always need in the fridge.
Yogurt for yeast infection?
For sure, yogurt for your yeast infection.
You guys know that you can't just eat the yogurt for the yeast infection. You have to do other things with it.
Like what?
You have to put it where the yeast infection is.
Minimal,
That's true, right?
for sure.
Eating it doesn't fix it.
Never.
Is that true or not?
I don't think that's true, John. I think you're giving
You think you can eat it and it fixes it?
hashtag not a doctor. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I will be a doctor when society
Yeah,
collapses.
you can be whatever you want when society collapses. Anything.
When society collapses, the guy that controls things is the dude with the staff with the biggest skull.
Yep.
All right, you got to have a cool chair to sit on
Yeah.
and some skulls,
Yep. Drinking from a skull.
and then henchmen.
Good to go.
Okay, what else in the fridge?
I don't know in the fridge.
Okay, you done playing this game? You tired
Yeah.
of this game? Okay, I have another
I gave you like
question for
300 freaking ideas here.
How did Chef end up at SOE?
This is a good story. You should tell it.
I don't know it. I'm
Okay.
still not sure.
So,
I'm sure.
yeah, I know he
I'm
just
still
keeps
not sure
showing up every
what
fucking day. I don't know
how
what the
you
fuck's
got
wrong.
here. I thought he's full of shit.
So I reached out to John on like a
Live feed.
I sent him a message on Messenger, and I was like, "Hey man, at the time I wasn't working. I'd resigned. I have a medical condition where I couldn't work in the kitchen anymore. I couldn't work with heat, and I can't work with the less stress, the better.
So he came here.
So I came here. Now, honestly, most restaurants I was working at the time, like we were doing about 1,000 covers a night. So
What does that mean, a cover?
person per, every person. that
Cover
comes in.
charge through the door? Why do you call it
Not-
cover?
I don't know. That's just lingo of the restaurant. So to come here and do like 25 plates a day is like pretty simple for me. But I reached out to John. I was like, hey man, he kept saying he needs a chef. I'd like a chef. So I was like, fuck, I think I could really do this. At the time I was living about 4.5-5 hours from here. I was in northern Georgia. And I reached out to John. I was like, hey man, I'd really like to come out and try out for a chef position, see if it'll work out between us, like if it's a fit for you, if it's a fit for me.
He's really good at making things like sound like it's to your interest, but really what he means is, I want to come out and see if I can put up with your bullshit.
No,
what he
that's
meant.
not it.
I want to come
But
out and
that's
see if
very
you really are
diplomatic of
an
you.
asshole. Yeah, you're really
Very-
good with
very
it.
diplomatic.
But I feel like when he goes home, he's like, man,
Never.
that motherfucker.
Best job I've ever had, hands down.
His woman's fucking really good too. Like, with Gabby not being here, I didn't realize how much I appreciated Gabby being here until it really hit home when Gabby was no longer here. When Gabby came in to train a couple people on how to do things, and I was overhearing her, she's like, John likes things done this way, and this is how John expects this, and John likes this kind of music. And I'm like, holy shit, like that. And then when customers would come in, it really like, I think that was probably the best part of her day, just interacting with the customer and selling product that she had no idea about.
Nope.
But like she learned it like super fast, like the next day. And
John,
like,
she made little cheat sheets and shit like that. Did you know that? She had like little cheat sheets with
I
like
did not know
prices
that.
and
I
like
did not know that.
Yeah, colors and stuff like that.
But it was cool. Yeah, it was good. Okay, go ahead. I'll keep interrupting.
No,
you.
it's all right. So reached out to John, was like, hey man, I want to come in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and see if this works out for us. So John accepted me, friend requested me, and then on my Facebook page I had like a lot of food pictures and stuff like that. And my interpretation was John was like a little nervous, like, oh fuck dude, like this guy really has worked in a fucking restaurant, he's not lying, like 90% of the other people that showed up here. So he's like,
we don't have a restaurant here.
And that's exactly what he said. He's like, I was like, John, I see you every fucking day.
I have a one-burner hot plate.
I was like, I see what you got, man. I'm planning on bringing some equipment of my own. Don't worry about it. Like, I'm going to make it happen. So I showed up Monday. I got here that Sunday night. I went shopping for a couple quick menu ideas. I brought my immersion circulator and chamber vacuum sealer, and I think that's all I really brought for equipment, but they're big pieces of equipment. And the first day, I made prosciutto wrapped chicken breast with ricotta herb filling, and then quickly learned that John hates chicken.
That wasn't till later. No, I ate the chicken, man. It was fucking good too. It was good. People raved about that shit.
Yeah, so that,
and like your half chicken, like your half chicken is so good. It's so good that I actually went to like 3 other restaurants and ordered it, and I'm like, this is some bullshit. Whatever Josh has given me, it's not fucking
it's
half
not
chicken.
Half chicken. This is bullshit.
He's got me tricked.
Yeah, so I worked that Monday and Tuesday. Honestly, I was much more mobile, and I had a lot more energy back then, so I was able to do like a fuck ton. But man, go back to those videos and like
those first days he was here, he like organized the lean-to. He's up on the hill. I'm like, where is this motherfucker at? Like, I'm looking for him. I'm like, what the fuck? Where is this dude?
Yeah.
And he's reorganized the whole feed house. Like, just doing shit that has nothing to do with what he's here to do. He was always doing some shit. He always took it upon himself to just do more shit. Always. Always.
Yeah, so John offered me a job the second day here, that Tuesday. And, we just worked it out, and I was like, hey man, I just got to go back and give notice. I was helping a friend at a friend's restaurant, so I was so worthless there. Like, it was very hard for me to even work 5 hours for him. And so I moved up here. I rented the place sight unseen. It was probably the biggest shithole I've ever lived in my life, and I've lived in some fucking shitholes. And I'm here almost 2 years now. Almost. Pretty close.
The thing about coming here was it wasn't even to come here and see if he cooked. We wouldn't know whether he could cook or not. Fucking all he's got to do is be able to scramble eggs, because that's what I was making. It was just about whether he wanted to be here. He needed to come here and see what really was here, and whether we just get along. Like that's the biggest thing. Like most of the people that come here, it's just whether you get along or not. Because you can talk to a dude on Facebook or something, but when they get here, they could be somebody completely different than what you think they are.
Which is most likely the case.
Which is normally, 9 out of 10 times that is the case. They're great online, and you have these fucking super in-depth conversations, and you're like, man, this dude knows so much about whatever it is we're talking about, and I don't know. So I'll research just to kind of see if they're full of shit. But when you get face-to-face with them, they're just like a social moron. Like they don't communicate, or they don't fucking talk, or they don't bathe. That's another one. We've had some dudes come in here, they're just fucking, they know so much about so many topics, but it turns out it's all fucking complete bullshit. Like they're not doing any of the things they can regurgitate, like they're in the forums or the groups or whatever, but with application, they don't have any application.
Yeah.
And when it comes time, you put them out and you're like, okay, plant these things, do this stuff. And they don't do any of that shit. Or you put them outside to dry fence posts, and they die. Like, okay, you two guys go dig a hole. That dude died. Fucking put him in it.
Yeah.
He's not gonna make it. Fucking wild. So,
That was a good story, right? SOE. How Josh came to SOE.
no, that is a good story. There's a lot more to it. Go ahead.
No, not really. That's it.
There is.
No.
What's it like living in Camden?
Camden, I came from a very rural area in northern Georgia, so I'm not,
Culture shocked.
yeah, it's not a culture shock to me to be in the sticks. Actually, there's probably more going on here than where I came from.
Did you have a movie theater?
No.
Did you have a grocery store?
Yes.
We don't.
Yeah, you do.
We don't have any.
I
Our grocery store smells like, when you go to when you're a little kid and mom's going someplace, so they take you to grandma's house and grandma's going to babysit you, but grandma and grandpa live in separate sides of the house, and grandpa's a chain smoker, and when you go down on that side and the walls that were white are like yellow, and like everything in there, even though it's like 1970, everything in that room's from 1940. That's how our grocery store smells.
Yeah, that is true. That's true.
Yeah. And there's stuff in there from 1940.
Yeah. Yes. That's it.
Do you shop? Does any of our stuff come from there?
No.
I bought limes there once.
Yeah, every once in a while, like, I'll have to dive into some other place, but it's usually like a lost cause. Like,
I'll have to teach you how to make my lime honey cilantro dressing sometime.
no, you don't like that.
I love that. That's the only time I ever went to that grocery store because it was 5 minutes closer than Walmart. Nowadays, I would just order limes off of Amazon.
Yep, and they'll be here quicker.
So what about Walmart? I have not laid eyes on Walmart since all the changeover. I saw it happening. I'm like, why are you guys putting all these prison cages in here? Like, it literally looked like a prison factory, and they're locking up all the electronics and shit. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Or it's a trip because Camden, if you want to buy lithium batteries, or any batteries at this point, I think, they're in a locked cage that's like welded, compressed, like the windows in a fucking jail cell, right? They're locked up, but you can go to the Walmart right over here. It's 15 minutes that way, or 15 minutes to our Walmart. Our Walmart's locked down. You can go to this Walmart or the other Walmart, and you can walk in there and buy lithium batteries, but you can't at our Walmart. You can't buy lithium batteries. So a lot of people say that all the automation and changeover is going to put people out of business, which I believe is coming. I mean, we see that happening already. But Walmart, I assume the same thing with Walmart, but when we asked the girl at Walmart, hey, are you getting hours reduced? She's like, and they're almost complaining. No, we just hired 12 more people, and I'm having to work 4 more hours a day to train them. I'm like, oh, how many hours are you working? 6 hours. I'm working 6 hours. What are you mad about? Like, you're not even working 8 hours. And if anything, they're working more. What's your take on all the automation and the changeover at Walmart? Because you go every morning, right?
Yeah, pretty much every morning. So I use their pickup service, again, because I can't move around that well. But it's a lifesaver for me. It really lets me be 1,000 times more productive here and save my steps for here. So
Because
I love it.
You have a finite amount of energy for the day.
Certain amount of steps, and that's it.
What if you took a nap in the middle of the day?
Honestly, that's what I need to do. Is I need to just get off my feet for.
So why don't you
But
just
it's
do
like
that?
an hour though. It's not, because it's not viable. It's not really. I'd rather just struggle through it. You know what I mean?
But it's like, it's taking time off of you.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yes, for sure.
What is that?
I don't know. That
Who's in
sounded
there?
good. I don't know. That was over in the corner though. It sounded like a bucket.
Oh, that's probably what a bucket blowing outside. I thought it was a toilet seat in there falling
Oh,
down.
you think the wind picked up? No, the wind didn't pick up.
I know the wind did because I hear this garage door moving.
Okay,
Is that all you got? Are you done?
I'm done. Done with
For
Walmart.
real done?
No.
All right, what else you got?
About what?
Anything?
Man, I watched a couple of videos about guys taking exhaust off of like new high-end cars, and like a bunch of videos, and these motherfuckers are ripping off catalytic converters in under 5 minutes off a car.
To recycle it for the platinum?
Yeah, they're stealing it. Like you park your car, you're going inside to bang your girl, and you come out and you have no exhaust on your car anymore.
I was thinking I pull up at the mall and valet my shit, and when they bring it back, it has no exhaust.
No, like right on the street, man. 3-man crew. One guy jacks it up, the other one's crawling under it while it's getting jacked up. Very safe. they get the exhaust off the fucking car, and they're throwing it in the back seat, and the guy's like throwing the jack in the fucking back.
How
of the
much
car.
money do you get for a catalytic converter?
Over $1,000. There's platinum and shit like that now.
So are they using them to sell them as new catalytic converters for part replacement, or literally for platinum?
Maybe for platinum. I don't know.
So that's more money than, at least they're not robbing the fucking copper out of your walls anymore.
Yeah.
Is there
You
more?
just don't have an exhaust on your car anymore.
Well, they have that shit jacked up. Why don't they steal the rims?
It's too much time.
Lambo wheels.
All those safety nut locks, which I just bought a set of those fucking stupid things.
I have a lot of those, and miraculously somehow we never have the
The
fucking
one you
piece
need
for them.
Yeah, my BMW, man, the tool that came with it isn't with it. So you could either buy $65 worth of new lugs and the tool, and I only need the tool, or you can spend $63 and get the whole BMW lock set.
Shit. There's got to be somebody on eBay or Amazon that has that.
So I bought 2 off of Amazon, and neither of them fit my lugs.
So there's knife companies. There's knife companies that do special Torx bits.
No, yeah.
I don't want to highlight the company doing it, but there's a
Yeah.
knife company that makes beautiful stuff, awesome stuff, but they have different patterns in their Torx bits for their pivot points and stuff. And from model to model, they have different pieces. And their thing is, they don't want you working on the knife.
Yep.
They want you to send it into warranty.
Yep.
Well, on Amazon or on eBay, there's all kinds of dudes making
Yeah.
these fucking
Yep.
these tension bits and stuff to put in these things for that. I would assume that dudes stealing cars are buying those bits. There's some place we just don't know about.
Yeah, no, completely. I've looked, and the thing is, it's not like a 14 millimeter. It's like a wavy, so it's not like a normal.
Yeah.
Although I did watch tons of videos of people like just hammering on a 13 millimeter socket just to break the wheel off. You know what I mean?
I've seen dudes just tack weld a fucking socket
Yeah,
onto,
yeah.
and then just
Yeah.
pop it that way, because you're gonna just throw those away anyways.
exactly.
Because you're dealing with wheels that are like, when you look at ARE wheels and different wheels, like high end wheel sets. When you see the price and you're like, oh, maybe I'll buy a set of those wheels for $2,500. Nope, that's $2,500 per wheel.
Each.
You look at Forgiatos and stuff, and you're like, I can do custom fiber this and carbon fiber that and anodize this, and I can put, a Combat Cock logo in there. I'm like, these are pretty badass. Yeah, $4,800 each. Each.
Don't forget the spare.
Send an email to Forgiato and tell them you want some wheels and see. I never heard Dick Mac. I never heard fucking any. They're like, fuck those guys. We don't want to be involved with them. So, yeah, that's the deal. Anything else? Have you seen any SRM, HERM, DICK? It has to be frozen though, and it only works if you're Japanese.
Why do they have to whisper?
I don't know, but there's all this. I see it everywhere now, and when I mention it to people, they totally know what it is, and I'm like, why do you know that? How much time do you spend watching useless shit?
Way too much.
But what's even worse is now I know it. Another great question. We'll see what he says. How did Chef end up at SOE?
We just did
Great question. I'll ask him on video. That is that one.
It's a great question.
Great questions. You want me to read some more of these, or do you want to
no, let's do it. Let's make it legit.
leg it?
Like it.
Thanks for connecting the dots, simply with less words and more action.
What's that in regards to?
I don't know. I'm kind of lost on these. I think we have enough content right now. Do we have enough content?
Brandel says no.
Brandel says no. I just feel like
They ask bad questions. Say it, John.
I just feel like I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, because I think I'm reading them out of sequence, maybe. Easy there, Tiger. He's just a regular blue-blooded American, not Justin Bieber. I look at here's Reed Spencer. I look at everything as like how many hours I worked to buy it. Come on, Reed.
Reed, what the fuck
You're
are you
not,
talking
you know
about?
Mom bought it. You know Mom bought it, Reed.
How many hours on Instagram did it take to buy this?
Okay, we'll save these ones. You want to read some?
No.
Okay.
I'm illiterate. That's really it. Lackluster. How much did you do before? A lot?
John, you joked about making an SOE Mexican poncho on a previous podcast episode. I'm curious what the cost would be to manufacture that out, say, multi-cam Cordura. I don't know, but the whole thing was to make the poncho out of like the drug rug. When you used to go to Tijuana coming across, there was kids selling ceramic, or I guess they were plaster, really. Plaster eagles, chiclets, and oh, fucking, they're gone. Everybody's gone in there. Chiclets and those ponchos, those rough-ass, stinky ponchos. So I just thought it'd be funny to take some of them and sew multicam black pockets and shit on them. I don't know that we'll ever do it. Brandel has the actual hookup, though. Brandel's got the hookup. So if you bring some over, we'll make some of them and see how they go. We had some other ideas with some surplus gear that we could modify too. Glad you're trying to do the podcast again. You definitely need to have Scully back. The chemistry between you two is great. Also, other guests generate good material. Your motivation is great. What do you mean trying to do the podcast? We just did 2 fucking podcasts. We're recording another one right now. Go to Scully's house and just knock on his door and give him a microphone, have him record some podcasts. Hate the good enough attitude. That's really it. I mean, when a dude's like, I'll try my best, you know damn well you're not gonna. You haven't done anything to your best. You haven't done anything to your best, much less anybody else's best. That's why you're the bare minimum dude. I get it. You're the bare minimum guy. I understand. That's why you're doing what you do. Did you or would you ever make a brass catcher for an AR-15? Fuck no, we wouldn't. Like, who thought that was? Who sent? Show, what was it? Parallax. There was an old catalog called Parallax. There was another one called Shomertech. Soldier of Fortune magazine, you could buy a brass catcher. Don't you have to have like some molded plastic and shit for that? Who uses a? I mean, when you're doing assassinations and stuff, you want to catch the brass out of your .38 special revolver.
Yeah, that's what a pillowcase is for. Revolver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm to the point. I don't watch the news or TV. There is a reason it's called television. 100%. And that we had a big conversation about that today. We were talking about stuff, and I go, you know what the great thing about all that is? None of it changes anything we do on a day-to-day basis other than we waste time talking about it. What's going on in Syria? I don't know. You know who knows? The guys in Syria. You know who else knows? Nobody watching the fucking news. Whatever's going on in Syria, it's whatever they're fucking telling you, and it's only so that you're paying attention to this and you're not paying attention to this. But at the end of the day, anybody from Syria coming here? Anybody knocking on this door here? Anybody changing commerce or my ability to send things out in the mail or for UPS to bring anything here? Are they affecting my internet service? Are they affecting any of us getting pussy? They're not. They're not. They're really not even affecting the fuel prices. So everybody's talking about it, but you can't fucking do anything about it. The dude's doing shit about it. They were already doing shit about it. And whatever's going on, it has nothing to do with what you think it is, probably. So, and that's the TV thing. That's all of it. It's amusement, right? No thought. Let's talk about this instead of doing something that betters yourself. Why is that? That's actually designed that way to occupy your time. The better you do, people that make more money pay less taxes. They're not on systems. They're not reliant on things. It's designed that way. That's how it is. Late to view, but cool that you mentioned to be mentioned in the podcast. I need to make a lean-to for some outside equipment to help organize my shed and garage. I'm on a 1/4 acre, so time is precious. So space is precious. 100%. We have a lean-to out here. We're going to enclose it, add another lean-to, just to make more footprint, really. Just so
more storage,
so we can put more stuff in here
somewhere.
so we can get more stuff. All right, I'm done.
Energy?
Cake, man.
You want some cake?
The cake has really fucked me up. You're gonna have to take that cake home. Take it home for Gabby.
Gabby cannot have it.
Why?
I won't let her.
Because you forbid it?
Yeah, I forbid it.
Is she doing jazzercise right now?
Yeah, I have.
What's that thing? Thigh Master. How many Thigh Masters do you guys have at home?
3.
I make Amanda do Thigh Master and then also do it. Do the we must increase our bust. You're gonna get bit by that possum.